So yeah, with Lizzie's Autumn Poke video, as you can see from the title, I accidentally missed out a section. I thought it'd be good, make a nice little quick video instead of the pointless 1 minute review thing in it. Really, it's a bit more exciting. So it's basically about fragrances that transport you to a season. You know, you get that smell and it kind of takes you to that time of the year, them places, them smell, them feels, etc. I suppose it's quite self-explanatory. So I shall just get started with that. Oh, there's a big mushroom. There's probably going to be lots of mushrooms in this little video, right? So yeah, obviously we're going to start with spring and what fragrances kind of take me to spring when I smell them. I'll probably have a couple for each, but obviously it's mentioned in the other video is Luna, and it's got them sort of, this is warm spring, this is May, June kind of spring, but it's got them warm kind of stream vibes, hasn't it? Like, you know, the little mountain streams, etc., that have come from the water, but they're warm. So the flowers are all in blossom. You get all them beautiful sweet peachy smells, and the water's a bit warmer, and it's been raining a lot, and it has that kind of watery freshness about it. It's a very beautiful fragrance. So that's Luna from Penhaligon's. And also for me, kind of might sound weird, but it's not, because again the seasons in this country are very messed up. But I go for also, when I smell it, is Onsen Suave from Matiere. Now it has these little bits of dark green and greener facets in it, to me anyway. But there's a cardamom in it. Oh, I can't remember off the top of my head. But obviously it's an incensey fragrance. And in this country it's a very cool fragrance, despite the sharpness from the coffee and that, which could be like the damp woods and stuff. But to me it kind of transports me to them dark spring nights right at the beginning. You know, we're talking March here, there's still snow here, and obviously the smell of smoke and incense is quite common. Fires about, well, where I live, but I mean in a kind of relaxing way. The farmers are burning back some of the dead foliage and that, and it just, for some reason, it takes me to spring. So that's Matiere Premiers, Onsen Suave and Luna from Penhaligon's for spring. So for summer, I'm going to go with from Milano Fragranzi, La Prima, which is, well, now wait for it, it's this very warm, peachy Divana, luxurious smelling big one, but it's the Divana and the peach that give it this kind of hot summer nights thing. And obviously when we're younger and stuff, even I suppose we've got loads of money now, we go to like evening events, you know, like evening shows, evening theatrical performances and things like that. And obviously it's got that kind of feel about it, going to the opera thing. But that sweetness is something you'd smell on a summer's night, isn't it? All around you, and maybe some cocktails at one of these posh events. And it does just take me to that kind of situation and that place in my mind. So that's La Prima from Milano Fragranzi. And obviously there's going to be a Killian in here. But what also takes me to, I could have picked many Achillean actually. I do have some fresher, more summery ones. But Moonlight in Heaven, and it's got the, again, a summer evening. All my things seem to be the evening, but it's a summer evening about it, where not many people pick up the mango and stuff, but I definitely get that freshness in the air. Like some of them have been cracked open recently, and it's just filling you, and the slight hints of coconut and the ricey feel, the woods. There's a lot going on in this fragrance, but what it is for me, it's that kind of sitting by a fire on the edge of a forest, with the greener woods and that, and maybe the spray from the sea filling the air with that kind of, that's what the coconut and the mango come in, like a fresh spray. But it's really quite beautiful and quite easy to wear, and definitely takes you just to them. Summer on a paradise island. So that's Moonlight in Heaven from Killian. Autumn, I'd say so many take me to autumn, but we'll start off with the obvious one, Nawada Noir from Tom Ford. Now, apart from the obvious kind of connections with Halloween and such like, and that kind of gothy darkness from the rose and everything, the patchouli of the wet earth, there's also a bit of a truffle feel in it, a bit of a truffle smell. And again, as you can see, all these mushrooms and everything that are growing around, that kind of obviously invokes you and takes you're there just to these damp, dark, wet, moist forests. And like even now as I'm breathing in, I sound like I'm exaggerating, you kind of from all of this get that kind of patchouli and the fungal kind of smell in the air from the dampness. It's absolutely perfect and always takes me to this time of year. So that's Nawada Noir from Tom Ford. And talking of damp woods and kind of patchouli and vetiver and the kind of moisture again, Encre Noir à l'extrême from Lelique. This is a struggle with the original, like I've always said, but this is the easier one, and it's got all these kind of smells about it. But to me, it's like a hut in a wood, like a cosy little hut, and you sat outside drinking hot toddies and a glass of whiskey that kind of warms you up. And because it's got this kind of sweeter feel with the vanilla, and that, I think the vetiver is a bit kind of sweeter as well. It's quite sharp and quite bitter in points in the original, but not in this. It's smoothed out with more of the woods and that kind of boozy warmth in it. And again, it just, every time you smell it, it's that kind of cozy autumn thing. To say a little, what are you drinking? Come on. So yeah, it's lost my train of thought. Encre Noir à l'extrême from Lily. And finally, we have winter, don't we? What transports me to winter? I'm kind of a funny one again. I don't think I have many wintry fragrances per se, and cinnamon isn't really, that's the thing that normally transports people, isn't it? Doesn't really have that effect on me. Nobody in my family apart from me likes cinnamon, so I don't really have that association. So first up is because it's really the only season, well, I could wear it any season, but the season it suits best is Swedoff's Bohemian, which is a massive scent. Like I say, it's like, it just makes me feel like I'm some sort of Viking, and it really genuinely does. It's all these leathers, dark woods. There's like a little bit of a, not dirty, but a little bit of a hint of the sweaty in there, if you like, and there's a touch of oud, and it's just a big massive one. And you imagine like you're wrapped in leather and animal furs and sharing a jolly old drink, and yeah, it's got that kind of big warm presence about it, and it will cut through the winter air. And just, yeah, I'm waffling. Swedoff's Bohemian. And finally, I don't know why this is here, but again, it takes me to winter. Maybe I got it in winter, I don't remember. But I suppose it has a kind of wintry sweet smell about it, and that's from Juicebox, and that's Siren and Sailors, or Sailor and Sirens, whichever one it is. But it's this big kind of, as Claire Smith calls it, naughty party fragrance. And it is a bit, it's got the leather, it's got all the flowers and just big sweet. It's kind of got that sweetness you associate with clubbing and stuff, and it's got all sorts of different pleasant boozy notes. And again, this is Christmas, isn't it? This is like a Christmas night. More fun than a Christmas night with your family. Again, back when we were young, you know, we used to go out on Christmas Eve, and you'd be in a, well, obviously young, so you'd be in a club with loads of young people, all the sweet perfumes, all the sweet alco pops. And I suppose maybe there's a bit of an association with that for me. So that takes me to winter. And that's juice boxes, sirens and sailors, or the other way round. So yeah, obviously I appreciate very short descriptions and a very short video. Again, should have been in the Autumnal Poke video, so apologies about that, Lizzie. Just thought I'd may as well do the question. It makes a good video, doesn't it? And it goes in the middle of the week. Alright folks, so about you, do you have any fragrances that kind of transport you to a season? Even for weird reasons like some of mine. It's just what we associate. Maybe it's the first time we smelt the smell. Maybe it is as obvious as the smells in the air of the season, or something that happened in a particular season. Maybe you got married in summer and you wore something, you know, big and bold and wintry. You know, it could be anything, couldn't it really? Alright, thanks folks, bye.